This week on Oklahoma Horizon. Well, from the smartphones in our pockets to the tablet computers in our laps, technology is changing everything, including the classroom. We'll go to rural Oklahoma high school that is going bookless.
The sky's the limit because there's some new things, whether it's coming through the internet or, just what's coming through the pipes of news media.
Andy Barth looks at the learning curve new technology poses for our teachers, and I sit down with an educational expert who says it's not just technology that is changing, but our students.
That is what all of my research shows. Everyone who looks at this generation says they're different.
And we end our day with some good news for the state's economy.
We've been in the top 5 since about last spring, so we are doing very well.
Stay with us for Oklahoma Horizon.
Oklahoma Horizon is made possible by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education.
Oklahoma's investment in career tech provides more than nationally recognized technology education and training. It produces solid financial returns for the state's economic future. Oklahoma Career Tech, elevating our economy.
And the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, helping good people grow good things. And now, from the Career Tech Studios in Stillwater, here's your host, Rob McClendon.
In many schools, bring your cell phone to class and you're bound to get in trouble. Forget your textbook, and it could be a trip to the principal's office. But times are changing in classrooms across the country. Today, we look at how new technology is changing how students learn, and we begin in Durant, Oklahoma. In the halls of Durant High School, traditional textbooks are hard to find, replaced by laptops in the classroom.
It has really changed our classrooms. Lately, we've been watching a lot of videos on our subject, which really helps with visual learning. Other than books, the books you read it sometimes are kind of boring, they're outdated. This is up-to-date stuff we're just learning about.
Jason Simmeroff is the superintendent of Durant Schools and says it's all about keeping education on the leading edge.
The halls are lined with these LCD screens so that we can we can run our own programming, we can run local programming, keeps kids up to date.
Thanks to the work of Durant High School's media team.
Okay. 3, 2.
Thanks, Katie. Congratulations to the golf.
Inside this classroom, students run their own TV studio. Standing in front of a green screen, the young people present everything from interviews to upcoming events and public announcements, all broadcast over a closed-circuit system available school-wide.
In the classrooms, they can do virtual field trips, a variety of things like that. What we're desiring to do is to make it a learning tool so that kids leave here prepared for college or work. Because when you leave here, you have a computer on your desk, 8 hours a day, and we want them to be able to go and be part of that environment.
Inside this new school, it's not just the technology that sets it apart, it's how they use the technology.
We'll go into our media center.
Now, back in my day, we would have called this a library.
Right, and even though it still has some traditional things like textbooks, the media center is more evolved than it was when we were in school. All of our textbooks are online too. Are not online, but are electronic.
Students use what are called netbooks for their coursework, computers that already have all of their textbooks downloaded on them, making everything easy to access at the touch of a button.
But what we've done is we've taken it a step further with access to all kinds of media, whether it's video, e-books, production, the ability to come in here and put together publications of the kids on their own on the electronic side of it.
Something Simmeroff believes not only as a school administrator, but also a parent. Meet Summer Simmeroff, a sophomore who's given up on books.
I really like the computers better because it's almost more interesting and the kids get to interact more, and it has a lot of cool settings on it that you can use when you're online books, like highlighting and adding notes and stuff. When you interact more, it almost seems like you're getting more of the learning experience.
A learning experience for both students and teachers.
The other day, Alex, everybody's beginning to understand that the more technology, whatever level you are, whether you're a high school student or an adult these days, that you're going to have to keep up because everything's gone to computers and technology. But yesterday, we have the best. You know, we have the best computers that are available. We have the best software that's available. So our kids are probably a little bit ahead of the game.
We really emphasize that the kids do the work in school. The teachers do their work in their plan time, preparing, and they do a lot of work on their own after school even. And when they get to class, it's, okay, here's what we're talking about today. Here's the instructions that we're going to get now. They get busy, and then it's just like one of the classrooms you walked into. We see teachers going to individual kids and working with them directly. So it is a guide on the side type of platform now, more than the stand up and lecture and let me tell you everything you're supposed to know, write it down and memorize it. Because that's not authentic learning. And our teachers are well versed in really making it relevant to students today and what they're going to do in the future.
Loanne Latana has been a teacher at Durant for 31 years.
The sky's the limit because there's some new things, whether it's coming through the internet or, you know, just what's coming through the pipes of news media. And can we recreate that? Yes, we can.
You make it darker.
Yeah, I probably should so it pops. A community. We take care of each other. We support each other. We learn together. We go through challenges together, and we succeed together. We are an awesome school.
Now, while you can find virtually all types of technology here in this school, what you're not going to find in Durant High School is something that typically is on the wall: lockers.
Students are not issued textbooks. They don't have a need to have a locker to store textbooks in. With the lack of lockers, we have cut down on tardy students. They're not tardy for class. They're not congregating in the hallway. A lot of issues are solved by not having lockers. We don't have a lot of the tension between students if they're the pushing and the shoving, trying to get to my locker because someone else is standing in front of it. Solved a lot of issues.
Cheryl Condit is the high school principal and truly believes in the changes taking place here.
Well, our philosophy here at Durant is that we want to prepare students for whatever they want to do after high school.
Oh, that's a different color red.
What they learn is still the same. Okay, they're still learning math skills, language arts skills, communication skills, social skills within the building and their peers and everything. All of that is still very, very the same and common, but it's the way that they're learning it, and we have to keep up with the students because they learn with technology. They're so much quicker with it than we are. So a lot of times we're learning to keep up with them.
Changing classrooms for our changing times. When we return, we'll meet an educator who says it's not just our classrooms experiencing a technology revolution. We'll examine global competition in the digital age.
You're watching Oklahoma Horizon, featuring some of the good things that are happening in the great state of Oklahoma.
Well, watch a typical American teen work on a computer, and it may surprise you. They could be lagging behind their international peers in acquiring the technology skills they'll need to succeed in our tech-driven world. Experts say other countries are actually investing more in developing students' technical skills. Joining me now with more on that is our Andy Barth.
Rob, we live in an interconnected global economy where students' technical skills could well determine their earning potential. In the world of technology, things never stay the same. And in the world of education, it's hard to keep up.
I think it's frustrating for classrooms because they want to teach the new technology tomorrow. But with all of our budgets, especially in this tough economy, we need to meter our dollars carefully.
Corinne Hoisington is a professor and computer software consultant and says the United States is falling behind in the classroom.
Here in the United States, we make Microsoft and Apple, and we are the initiator of all this technology. It's homegrown, but so often it seems that other countries benefit more from this technology than our own local schools. Most of our schools don't have, their computers are on Windows XP from 2001. That's 12 years ago soon. So other countries you go in and you would think, well, they're so far behind. I've gotten to speak in Budapest. Next week I'm speaking in Brussels. Their equipment is way ahead of ours. And to get our students ready to compete in a worldwide market, our students have to have the same technology that's homegrown here right in the U.S.
And that's why some Oklahoma teachers spent part of their summer going back to school to learn more about smartboards.
I can go to delete and I can take.
Gone are the days of chalkboards and erasers. This whiteboard contains electronics and internet capability. Carol Madison is a Promethean board instructor.
It's nice to see other teachers using the technology and discussing different ways. I mean, I learn from them as well, learning different ways that they use it and sharing how I get to use it in the classroom.
And it's the students who can receive the benefit.
Hopefully they will leave here and go back and be able to use their boards more efficiently, and their students will be more engaged and more excited about learning.
And fourth grade teacher Carrie Nelson is convinced her students learn more effectively.
It's very interactive with the kids. They get to go up and use it. It makes learning a lot more enjoyable, and the kids really like using the Promethean board while they're learning.
And while new technology is expensive, Hoisington says when you take a hard look at it, the solution could be easier than one would think.
I hope dearly that we will invest in technology. You say, well, how can we afford to do this? Well, instead of printed books that average about $100 a textbook, we can easily make it 70% cheaper and buy a $30 ebook, then buy each student a one-to-one computer in the next 2 years that they can take home. Maybe our local service providers in our communities would give students who are in free lunch a free internet connectivity at home to equal that playing field. It's not fair that a student goes home who has the internet, has the whole world to help them with their homework, and we're a student who doesn't have internet connectivity. Well, let's face it, they don't even have their mom home half the time because she's working a midnight shift. We cannot equal the playing field until every student has the same connectivity at home and at school.
Technology that goes well beyond a laptop computer. Tim Betcher is the lead designer of a virtual welder for the classroom.
We put this together to really help educators accelerate the learning process for students and really to address the skills gap. The simulator, what it does is it allows you to put a welding gun into a student's hand. They can virtually weld, they can develop all the muscle memory skills, and you can really test and evaluate them before you put them onto a shop floor.
Learning a skill that's in high demand and pays well.
I think it can do a lot for the career tech system in Oklahoma from the standpoint that it can attract students into the welding programs. So if we think about this massive skill gap that we're facing, we're just on the very front end of that curve. This program can help students get in and really attract students into the welding programs because it's a simulation. Students are attracted to that. We've seen that time and again when we do these career fairs, where we literally got hundreds of middle school students that are coming up and competing with one another and getting excited about welding. And the simulation also takes a lot of the fear out of it, right? Because now we can have somebody practice on it before they get on a real machine. So I think it can transform the top of that workforce pipeline.
Have it on the kitchen counter.
Teaching today's students with tomorrow's technology.
Now I have 36 on stock. You may say Happy Mom's Day.
Now, I was able to do those interviews at this year's Career Tech Summer Conference. And just by walking around the trade show, it's easy to see just how much our classrooms are changing.
Now, you can have all the latest gadgets in the world, but if they're not connected to a high-speed network, they don't work very well.
That's right, Rob, and most of the low broadband speeds are in rural areas. But once the students are in the classrooms, they have all the access to high speeds they want. But once that student's at home, it's a whole nother scenario.
So how do we stack up here in Oklahoma in terms of broadband access?
Unfortunately, Oklahoma is in the bottom 5 when it comes to high-speed access. And according to a new report from the FCC, about 16% of Oklahomans still don't have access to broadband, which is higher than the national average of 6%.
All right, thank you so much, Andy. Now, if you'd like to learn more about technology in our classrooms, just head to our website and click on this week's Value Added.
Still to come on Oklahoma Horizon, good economic news for the Sooner State.
We actually rank third in terms of our payroll employment growth, which is fantastic.
But first, Generation Next.
Well, when it comes to using technology, my next guest says we must first consider who's using it. Mark Taylor is a thought leader in leveraging new tools in the classroom, and I visited with him about the keys to teaching what he calls Generation Next. Well, Mark, as adults, we always like to say the next generation is this or that and not what we are. But you say the next generation that you've coined truly is that.
That is what all of my research shows. Everyone who looks at this generation says they're different. Howard Strauss says they're millennials and they're different. I contend that as a result of the different parenting model that was started by the baby boomers, the self-esteem programming, the parent is friend, the choices and options, the constant programming, which is the constructed childhood instead of childhood as something that naturally occurs out in the community, that we see a very different cohort of young people. Their engagement with technology, the availability of technology from social media to text messaging to information availability has also created a very different group of young people, whether we see them in our families or whether we see them as students or as we see them going into the workplace.
Let's start off with education. What is that going to mean for our classrooms? Or what does it mean for our classrooms? It's here, right?
They are here now, and we have pretty abundant evidence that K-12 education and higher education are both struggling with this cohort of young people. I've written several articles about parents, the helicopter parents, the snowplow parents, who are intervening in their children's academic careers.
Now, you mentioned digital learning. How different is today's digital learner than myself that was up at a blackboard?
The digital learner, the young person today who might spend an average of 8 hours a day or more with media, who lives in a social world dominated by text messaging and social networking, who sees all information available at all times. When we were going to school, the teacher would say, clear off your desk, get out a pencil, sit here and take this test. Because the only thing you know is what you can generate in the quiet of this room from your own mind. That is manifestly disorienting to the digital young person, because that's not their world. With iPads and iPhones and computers, they have access to every piece of information. When are they ever going to be in a situation like that? So they just don't understand it. They don't understand why someone would want to stand up in front of the room and explain it when a podcast's available. They don't understand why they need to know it if they can access it at other places at other times. One of their greatest strengths that we have a hard time appreciating is how collaborative they are. And we don't see it because it doesn't look like the way we collaborate. It's posting, it's blogging, it's tagging, it's passing tweets on. Very collaborative, but on a digital level. But we can leverage that.
So will some of the same challenges that we're seeing in education, whether it be secondary or higher ed, will those just transfer to the workforce as this generation next becomes the generation, replaces us baby boomers?
And you know, I have written an article on workplace readiness in this generation. A lot of employers are being challenged as the consumer student comes into the workplace as the consumer employee. That's not what you can do for the company, but what can the company do for me? What's one of the greatest ironies right now is that in times of record unemployment, employers report that they can't find the workers with the qualifications that they want. either the academic credentials in technical fields or the workplace readiness in terms of showing up, staying busy, responsible for outcomes. So even though the consequences of the educational practices are showing up when they go to the workplace, the workplaces are having to do some things to adjust to this generation of young people. And I've had employers tell me, well, by God, we not changing. It's my business, so it's either going to be my way or the highway. And I point out that people who can't learn to leverage the strengths of this generation of young people and, very candidly, to accommodate some of their expectations for the workplace are going to be on an endless treadmill of turnover. As students get more responsible for their own learning, then they will be better employees because they will be more responsible for workplace expectations. The passive learner is not developing responsibility, so why would we expect them to be responsible at work? So we hope that changes in those educational practices would lead to a better prepared workforce.
Oklahoma Horizon is now portable. Just subscribe to our weekly podcast. Visit iTunes.com where you can download our show for your listening or viewing convenience.
Well, every presidential election year, it happens like clockwork. The party out of power spends millions, maybe even $1 billion this year, trying to convince us everything would be better if they were in the White House. It's easy to get lost in all the political rhetoric, even a little depressed by it all. But the problem is, when you take an honest look at the economic data for the state, economically, things are pretty good here. I sat down with the Department of Commerce's Deidre Myers to separate the fact from the fiction. When it comes to our unemployment rate, we've been seeing it tick up just a bit. Is that a worry for the state?
Not at all. In fact, right now it's still under 5%. 5% is considered natural employment. You have people who are moving from one economy to another. They're just graduating from college. They're retiring. So it's the natural flow of people who are unemployed. If we're under 5%, that's a very good sign for the economy. In fact, when it gets below 5%, it becomes worrisome for employers because perhaps there aren't enough people out there to hire, and the supply and demand market of employment becomes difficult. So we like for it to be around 5%.
Now, everyone tracks the unemployment rate, but you say another good determiner is our job growth rate. Explain that if you would.
Well, unemployment rate explains those people who are able and willing to look for work but who aren't yet employed. We also want to look at payroll employment because that tells us about how companies are hiring. Now, this is very different than our overall employment in terms of those people who work for themselves or who may have a business at home or something like that. Payroll employment tells us about how companies are behaving, if they're hiring or if they're not. When companies hire, it means that they have a very positive outview of the economy, and they are willing to risk taking the costs of salaries and benefits and other things that are associated with payroll or employment. So in Oklahoma, over the past 12 months, we actually ranked third in terms of our payroll employment growth, which is fantastic. It's 2.5%. North Dakota is first, but everybody knows the energy growth that is going on in North Dakota is amazing. So they're kind of a state that's by themselves. But what's also fascinating is that Oklahoma has continued to stay in the top 5 states in terms of payroll employment growth over the past year. And we didn't have the kind of recession loss that most states did. So we're starting at a better place after the recession, and we're keeping a higher growth rate, which is very positive for our economy.
And what has that meant for the average personal income?
Well, while payroll employment has gone up, our income has gone up as well. Grubb & Ellis just did a review of personal income over the last 9 quarters, and they found that only 3 states had income growth above that of the U.S. in 8 of those 9 quarters. It was Texas, North Dakota, and Oklahoma. So you can see, obviously, that energy is very important to the states that are doing well right now in our economy. But it says that Oklahoma, not only are people employed, but there's a lot of wealth being generated in the state, which is very important to prosperity.
So it sounds like a fairly rosy picture for the state, at least economically.
I would say that the economic indicators we have right now are trending in a very positive manner.
All right, Deidre Myers with Oklahoma's Department of Commerce.
If you're interested in Oklahoma culture, you can keep up with us throughout the week on the Red Dirt Chronicles blog. Look for the On the Horizon postings on Tuesdays and Fridays, and tell us what you think.
Next time on Oklahoma Horizon, we'll meet an Oklahoman who's changed his tune.
I saw where there was a network administration program. And so I just made the decision that, okay, I was going to come here and learn a new career.
Plus, we'll take you to a one-of-a-kind musical event on Oklahoma Show for the Heartland, Oklahoma Horizon. Well, looks like we are out of time. I'm Rob McClendon. Thanks for watching. See you back here next week.
Horizon is made possible by the Oklahoma Department of Career and Technology Education and the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry, helping good people grow good things. Thank you for watching Oklahoma Horizon.